Hello. I'm just gonna be honest, is this real life right now? I'm gonna give it a second to make sure that my connection's good, people get on, and when you get on, please say hey. I'm so excited. I have been so nervous and so excited all day long. I'm gonna give it just a second to make sure I'm gonna have some people hopping on. Ooh, I got someone watching me. Perfect. Okay, great. I'm gonna give it just a second. My team's popping on. Hey guys, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Just about like my life. Hey girls, thank you for hopping on. I'm so excited. I am so nervous, but I'm excited. If anybody has listened to or read the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins, she tells you, I am excited. I am excited. You're not nervous, you're excited. Well, that has been my mantra for the last 30 minutes. I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm going to give it just a second because if there are any hot mess moms out there like me, they are running late too. I've been sitting down in my basement purposely. I took my kids to the sitter because I'm going to be late. I can't be late. So I'm going to give it just a second to get some people hopping on here, and then I'm going to get right down to business because I know you guys are busy. So, okay, I've got some people on here. Great. I am here to talk to you about your Instagram. Now, I feel like Instagram is kind of like Pandora's box. Everybody wants to get into it. They get kind of overwhelmed once they start. Then they don't know what to do. And then we're just kind of I'll post when I feel like posting. So for me, it really has been my moneymaker. I truly can't tell you the last time I signed a coach from Facebook. I want to kind of talk about the differences between Facebook and Instagram, and then I want to tell you how to really rock these new samples that we have. Literally, is this not one of the best packages they've had come out? Thank you guys so much. So for me, Instagram is really personable because the algorithm in it versus the algorithm on Facebook is totally different. Facebook does by who has commented on something. So if somebody comments on something, then instantly it's brought to the top. Well, that's not how Instagram works, which is good and bad for you. The reason it's so great is because you can really find your target market. I personally attract a lot of emeralds, and I think it's because opposites attract. I am the least amount of emerald you will find. I do not coordinate. I do not make lists. I show up for the party and I'll bring the wine and champagne, but I'm not about to make those lists. But for me, I have fun. I like to show up and be fun. And my Instagram attracts those people, which is great because then I can really talk to that target market. There are two main things with Instagram, which if you are on there, you know. It's your Insta stories and your Instagram. Instagram is kind of like the cover photo of your magazine. And then your Insta story is all the meat and potatoes on the inside. I like to think of it as that is my daily talk show. For lack of better terms, I show what I do on an everyday basis. And how that's really changed my business is because it does kind of take the guesswork and a little bit of the nervousness out of asking somebody to join you. Because if any other MLM has come on, they will seem salesy, and that is not our job. Our job is not to sell to people. Our job is to make them believe in themselves and to show that they can do this too. And how they can relate to doing this too is by watching you show up every single day. So first rule, obviously first and foremost, is going to be you've got to show up. You have to show up every single day and show people that they can trust you with their life, and you can be there to help and support them because you're showing up for yourself every single day. So your Insta story is great for that. You are showing them that you're a real person. And I have a lot of strategic planning to my Insta story and my Instagram. I do like to have a set mood for my Instagram. I'm a pink person and I want it to look pink. You have that option. You get to create your own billboard by what you post and how often you post. You should definitely be posting on your Instagram once a day. In your Insta story, 3 to 5, I'm close to 15 or 20 because I just have a lot to say. But what I really love about it is the fact that I can show people I'm really me, and I can show the real me. I get to show them when I'm excited. I mean, I hyped them up. They have no idea what a team call is, more than likely. They have no idea what business I work for because I never talk about it. I don't talk about Beachbody because my job is not to sell Beachbody. My job is to sell them me and to show them that I am here to help them and I am here to encourage them because I show up every single day for myself. If I'm already doing it for me, I can do it with you. I want you to do this journey with me. And one of the best parts about Insta stories is the fact they get to relate back to that. They can see that girl's been up every morning at 4 a.m. Girl's been eating her food. She's been checking in with her challengers. It's the perfect time for you to give a shout out. People love to be asked questions, and they love to be shouted out to, because honestly, what it comes down to, people want a community. And if it's a stay-at-home mom, maybe you're a working mom. That's me right now. That's why we're doing this call at 6:30, because I had to work all day. But I get to incorporate that into my Insta story. You don't ever have to be like anybody else. You get to just be you. You just have to show up every single day. So showing up, telling people what you do during the day, telling people how you're successful, they don't have to second guess if your results are real because they've seen you show up day in and day out in your Insta story and you've highlighted it for the day. And another thing I want to talk about is it doesn't have to always go together. You don't have to be perfect. And trust me, if you are watching somebody else's Insta story all the time and trying to be just like them, it's going to come off just like them. The best part about this business is because it's for anybody and everybody. You can be the working mom, you can be a teacher, you can be a stay-at-home mom, whatever it may be, you get to embrace it. Because when you start embracing yourself and you start showing up being you, then you're going to attract people who are like you. The people who can relate to you. The ones that know that they can lean on you to do this too. Offering your help and showing them that you are able to help them is huge. Not very many MLMs, I'm just going to go ahead and put them in a broad spectrum, tell you to show up every day for yourself. They don't tell you to take 20 minutes out of your day to put time into yourself. That's one of the best parts about this business, and you get to share about it. How many people do you know want to be happier? We all start this journey because we want to be skinny or fit, or we want to gain weight, or whatever your fitness goal may be is why we start this. But we stay with it because it's changed us from the inside because we've spent that time on ourselves. When you are talking to people about this, when you are doing those cold market messages, if you want to call them, I like to call them thank yous. I barely ever do a cold market. I do thank yous from my Insta stories. So many times we get nervous and don't want to do the inviting process. We can show up and drink our shake, no problem. We can show up and do our workout, no problem. You have no problem posting a video of your workout, right? No problem posting a picture of your sweaty selfie, but what about that inviting process? How scary is that? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, my numbers may be really high to you. My numbers may be teeny, teeny, tiny to you, but I'm going to share them with you because I love you guys and I want you to know what I'm doing so you can take your spin on it and you can do it too. So for me, I signed one challenger last month, but I signed 14 coaches. 12 of them want to work. How crazy is that, right? I mean, is that not the goal that we want to do, to be able to help people, to help other people, so we can help other people? How I did that? Okay, plain and simple. I showed up every single day and showed the value in me being a coach. It wasn't the fact that I'm a coach, I'm a health and fitness coach, and I get to coach people. Nope. I barely ever say the word coach. I barely ever say what program I'm doing. I never say what I'm drinking, and I never tell them what my unicorn powder is until after they've bought it. But even better, what I have shared as well is the fact that coaching has changed my life, my family's life, my love for people, and my love for my family. So many people want that. And I show that every single day. So when you say, hey girl, like you're to that point where you're gonna do the challenge pack, you're ready to go. At this point, you've already talked about their goals. You've already figured out what their favorite flavor of ice cream is so you can pick out what shake. I had somebody ask me, why do you ask them what flavor of ice cream? It doesn't taste like ice cream. I know that. But if you tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream, I can tell you how to make it taste like that so we can pinpoint what works best for you. We are in the business of helping people. We are not in the business of selling. So if you want to help people, you've got to ask them about themselves. You have to ask them what their situations are. Ask them about their goals. And if their goal is to solely lose 20 pounds, okay, you can help them do that. Why not sign them up for a discount and make it to where they are more committed? When it comes down to it, it is energy. Energy is what gets you going, right? What is that Murphy law where emotion stays in motion until a force? Okay, you know what I'm trying to say because I'm really bad at science or math or whatever that subject is. I'm not great at it. But you guys, when you have that momentum going and you're talking to them and you've got them riled up and they're excited to be able to change their life just by purchasing a challenge pack, I need you to remind yourself, you are not selling them a challenge pack. You are selling them you. They get you with that $180 challenge pack or $240 with the muscle magic and unicorn powder that comes with it. You guys, you have the option to change their life. So when they are ready to go and they are telling you, okay, I'm ready, what do I need to do? You want to ask them, are you really ready to change your life, or do you want to give up after a month? I guarantee you they're not going to tell you, actually, I just want to do this for 1 month and I'm done. So when they tell me, no, I really want this, you need to ask them why. So when they give you a why, if it's 20 pounds, I challenge you, ask them another why. Ask them if there is somebody else depending on them to make a healthier life choice. Let's use an example and say Susie wants to lose weight and she is doing it because she wants to be able to play on the playground with her daughter. Okay, you can relate to that, right? So what you need to explain to them is how coaching has changed your life physically and emotionally. How because of coaching, you are able to run around at the playground with your daughter. But on top of that, financially it helps you because you get to go out to lunch with her afterwards. Or because you have invested in yourself and you have exchanged energy and you give yourself 110% every single month, and you've got an awesome tribe of women right beside you doing this, you don't give up. You're gonna have a really hard time convincing someone not to be a coach when it comes to that. If you tell them, hey girl, be a coach, it's gonna cost you $15 a month and then you get your shakes for a little cheaper, that's not very appealing. But if you can tell them how they can really change their lives, how they can change their families' lives, that's what's appealing. And how does Instagram do that for me? Because I show up every single day. I show up as a hot mess mom who works a full-time job, who gets up every morning and works out, who eats right 90-ish% of the time. And when I don't, I embrace it. And I tell them it's okay to go ahead and have pizza if your family wants pizza for family night. And then I show them those moments where you don't want to share. And I share them on my Insta stories because they're real life moments. I had one the other day. I forgot to call the school and tell them where to take my daughter to school. She was on the wrong bus. Do you know what that feels like? If you do, and you saw my story, and you saw how upset I was when you saw me 20 minutes later in the great mood, guess what? You can relate to that. You can understand how I feel. And you realize that I may be a health and fitness coach, but I'm still a hot mess mom. And you get to see both of them when you watch my stories. So your Insta story is like your TV show. Your Instagram is like your commercial. You need to show them what they're signing up for. Give them the highlight. Tell them how you feel. Not every picture has to be perfect. Not every story has to be a huge inspirational, but give them a reason to stay on your page. And pick your buckets. We've watched plenty of videos. We know we've got 5 buckets that we've got to cover, right? You're not just a health and fitness coach. You're also a mom, a teacher, a wrestling coach. Whatever your 5 buckets may be, share on those, because that is what keeps people on your page. It's not the fact that you know how to work out, because guess what? They can go to YouTube and Pinterest to get that. But you're a real mom who has real struggles, and they can really relate to you, and they can really see how being a coach has changed your life. Now, how does that tie into samples, right? So what me and my coach do, we run our business together. She is my best friend. She's also my neighbor, and we do this hand in hand. What we do when we have a challenger who has signed up, we send them a sample. Usually it's unicorn powder, and for you guys, if you don't know it, that's Energize. That is my highest selling product because I never tell them what it is, but I do tell them how much better it makes me feel. It's no different than when you're watching some random commercial and they're convincing you to pay $19.95 in 2-month installments. There's a reason they're talking about it. Be a product of the product. Share your products. This new sampler kit is freaking awesome because how many of you guys are too afraid to try greenberry? I know I am. Who's too afraid to try Hydrate to see if it really makes a difference? I mean, if you're too afraid to try Energize, girlfriend, get off that train. You have got to try it. It is the best thing since sliced bread, literally. So what we do, we send personalized thank you cards. We sit down, and I don't have them typed out. We sit down and we write personally to our challengers, thanking them for doing this, for trusting us in this process. Because once again, you are showing them you are real. And I'm sending them a packet of Energize. Another great thing for you to use these is if you buy that 6-pack of bottles. First off, we all know we go through shakers like crazy. Like that shaker bottle doesn't stay around. You need it all the time. Buy a 6-pack of those bottles. Put 1 sample of Shakeology in it and put 1 sample of Energize. You guys have the option for marketing. Do a giveaway drawing. Have a sampler sale. You can get the shaker cup, try my Shakeology, 3 personalized recipes, plus my all-natural pre-workout for $10. I just thought that off the top of my head. That kind of stuff, when you actually show that you care and you want to get the products in people's hands, that's when they're going to trust you. We know the 3 things that we have to do. They have to know you, love you, and trust you. When you show up every single day on your Instagram, you show up every single day on your Insta stories, they get to know you, they get to love you, and they can trust you. Instagram has been the game changer for me because I don't have to post on my Facebook. My Facebook is for Judgment Judies, if I'm being honest. They don't love me. They don't love my success. They're jealous of my success. With Instagram, people who want to know what I'm doing are following me. People who want to do what I'm doing are on there for a reason. Instagram is for selling, for lack of better terms. You're on there because people want something from you. It's basically like you get to pick your channel that you're watching. And if you're on someone's channel, if you see is watching your story, you can do that by changing your Instagram profile to public and then switch it to a business account. And it's awesome because they show you who's watching your story every single time. And that is where the invite process starts. You have your Insta stories and you see that Molly has watched your Insta story for at least 5 slides. That's about my number. If someone stays on my slides, 5 different slides, which sometimes can be really random, I send her a thank you. An actual thank you message. Girl, I just want you to know, I see you watching my stories. I can't thank you enough for loving and supporting my journey, even if it's just watching my stories. Seriously, thank you so much. It's really hard for someone to not say you're welcome to a thank you. And then you can start the inviting process by getting to know them. And they get to know you. They already see what you're like. Either they love you or they don't, right? And I mean, if they're on your slides for 5 reasons, there's 2 reasons. They love you or they're jealous and want to see what you're doing. Either way, you get the option of saying, hey girl, I see you watching my stories. I want to know, are you on a fitness journey too? Hey girl, thank you for watching my stories. You don't know how much it means to me. Be vulnerable with them. You can even send them a thank you message and then tell them how hard your day was. But because of you showing up and I know you're watching my stories, it makes me push through. They can relate to you when you show up and you're real. So for Instagram, if you have questions, if you don't know how Instagram works, start looking for things that are like you. I mean, I look for pink hair. It's an obvious thing. I look for unicorns. I look for fit moms. I look for bonus moms because that's what I am. I'm a unicorn. I have pink hair. I'm a hot mess mom. I'm a fit mom. I'm a bonus mom. I mean, all the moms that you could think of. Search for those things. See the people that show up. See who your followers are following. So if you love Joanna Gaines, go to her page. Go to her followers. Follow her followers, because if you love them and they love them, more than likely, they're going to love you. You following them brings traction to your page, and you showing up every day gives them a reason to stay on your page, right? So for me, I look at Instagram as my outlet to share my love for myself and my self-love with them. Give them the opportunity to love you. Give them the opportunity to know what it's like to love themselves. Because when they see it in you every single day, and they see you showing up, and they see you having bad days, they see you celebrating and having great days, they can genuinely care about you. That is when you can stop worrying about how many likes you get on a picture versus how many actual followers you have. When you have real followers and they love you and they love you hard, that's when you know you've got baby coaches underneath you. That's when you can do the inviting process. When Sandy has loved 17 of your pictures in a row. Girlfriend wants to sit with you. She wants to do what you're doing. But if you don't ask her, she's not going to come hollering at you asking how to do this. So for me, Instagram has really changed the game for me, because I get to be more personable with more people. There's more of a platform. I have the option of reaching out to more people who are like me, as opposed to searching and hoping that maybe somebody. Where can we sign up for lessons on Instagram? I just happened to look down and I've been trying to not read any comments. But seriously, you guys, I would love to help you. If you have questions, feel free to message me. I don't want to take too much more of your time. I know it's a Monday night. A lot of people have kids who are in school. If you have Instagram questions, we've got lots of awesome training on here. I just wanted to touch base why it's so important to actually show up in your Instagram, why it's so important to show up on your stories. Make sure you're hashtagging things. You can hide them on your page. Make sure you're tagging locations. I double my viewers when I tag a location and hide it off of your screen. Have fun with it. Don't just show up and be blank. Don't be vanilla. You're more than vanilla. You are the pink starburst, right? Like we're not yellow. We're pink starburst, and you deserve to give people the option to get to know you, to love you, and to trust you. So you guys, have an awesome evening. I hope these tips and tricks were helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Thanks, guys. Bye.